Alright guys, let's check out Meghan's part in the Oprah interview where she's going to be angry, entitled, all those things. It's going to be really interesting right from the start.
Make peace with it. I'll ask that of both of you.
Because this was different, you know.
It's different because of the race?
And social media.
And social media. Oh yes,
right?
Different time. Different time.
That didn't exist, and so it was like the wild, wild west. It was spread like wildfire. Plus, my being American, it translated in a different way.
So one thing though with her saying it's different is we can look at her past. She's always been very similar. You could see when she was 11, she had the same sense of like entitled what's the word I'm looking for? You know, it's when it's like rationalized, like rage, right? She's had that since she was very young. So to say it's this particular situation doesn't really make a lot of sense.
Across the pond. So you had a noise level that was very different, but if they can't see that it's different.
So you felt bullied on an international level?
Look, I think the volume of what was coming in and the interest was greater because...
The thing I'll say though, again, I don't know what was going on in the UK. It was not till very recently that negative things started coming out about Meghan Markle when people opened their eyes. Like here, as far as I understood, it was all very positive, and then the first things we were hearing were all negative things about the royal family. Like it seems like everyone was on their side, but like any little thing that wasn't exactly as she liked it was enraging to her, which seems to be the way she is with her life, right? Like her father, right? Like you can't argue what's the argument there, right? Her father took pictures without her permission, and that was, you're out of my life, you're never gonna meet your grandkids, you're dead to me. And that's horrible. And he raised her, he spoiled her. He's in a horrible situation, but I will say he messed up. He spoiled her, he didn't raise her well, even though he doted over her and loved her. He didn't set boundaries, and he spoiled her. And, you know, probably she might be just naturally awful, and maybe genetically, you know, her mother abandoned her and whatnot. She might not be the nicest person either, but I don't think he did a good job. Maybe I'm blaming him. You know, there's other factors, but still, I think that he treated her, he spoiled her too much and didn't work with her.
Because of social media, because of the fact that I was not just British, and that unfortunately, if members of his family say, well, this is what's happened to all of us, or if his, you know, if...
So this is really good. It's really realistic. So now they're going back and forth like, oh, it's discrimination. And then it's just, I don't want to deal with this and we're going to leave. Which, at least she's being kind of honest here. She's just being a spoiled brat. Or, yeah, being a spoiled brat. Because it's one thing to be like, I couldn't handle it, we left. Or I couldn't handle it, this isn't for me, and Harry decided to leave with me. But to be like, hey, you know, the institution's evil, and we're just going to go full, just like, you know what? I don't like having press coverage, and you didn't change everything for me.
If they can compare
don't have the power to do, therefore we're going to just tear it all down. That's basically what she's saying.
The experience that I went through was similar to what has been shared with us. Kate was called Waity Katie, waiting to marry William. While I imagine that was really hard, and I can't picture what that felt.
No, she doesn't care at all.
Like, this is not the same. And if a member of his family will comfortably say, we've all had to deal with things that are rude. Rude and racist are not the same. And equally, you've also had a press team that goes on the record to defend you, especially when they know something's not true. And that didn't happen for us.
You mentioned earlier, Harry.
And then Harry has the Anderson Cooper interview where he says, the British press said that. We never said that. They're literally on camera saying these accusations. And then he said, the British press said that. So you can't trust him. Anyway.